Council General Guidelines 2008. Number of company audit assignments. Specified number of audits. CA in practice should not hold more than specified number of audits. In case of individual or proprietary firm, specified number of audits is 30. We have to see number of partners at the time of accepting the assignment. 30 should be checked at the time of accepting the assignment. In case of a firm, specified number of audits is number of partners into 30. 30 should be checked at the time of appointment, accepting the appointment. In case of part-time or full-time employment, limit will be 0. In case of part-time COP, limit will be 0. Limit of one partner cannot be used by another partner in company audit, but it can be used in tax audit. For tax audit, limit of one partner can be used by another partner. For company audit, limit of one partner cannot be used by another partner. Next, counting. Two types of companies, OPC or dormant, will be excluded. Joint audit will be counted as 1. Head office and branch of same company counted as 1. One or more branches of same company will be counted as 1. To ensure compliance, a record of audit assignments need to be maintained. It should contain assignments taken on individual name or on his name in partnership firm or on his name in other partnership firm. Combined interpretation with Companies Act. Under section 141, the limit is 20. It excludes 4 types of companies: one-person company, small company, dormant company, private company having paid up share capital of less than 100 crores. In case of private company, exemption will be available only when there is no default under section 92 and 137. In practical life, first check a limit of 20 excluding 4 types of companies, then check a limit of 30 excluding 2 types of companies. It means we can do unlimited audit of OPC and dormant. Extra limit of 10 can be used for small and private company with paid up share capital of less than 100 crores. Next, non-payment of undisputed audit fees. Prohibition. CN practice should not accept audit if undisputed audit fees of predecessor auditor is unpaid. Exception. If unpaid audit fees is of SIC unit, then prohibition will not be applicable. Audit covered. We will consider audit fees of company audit or audits under other laws. Undisputed audit fees. It means outstanding audit fees appearing in financial statements which are signed by auditor and client both. SIC unit. It means unit registered for not less than 5 years, that is 5 years or more, and at the end of the financial year, accumulated losses equals to or exceed its entire net worth. Next, unique document identification number, UDIN. Problem is non-CS where forging signatures of CS and issuing fake reports and certificates, and such malpractices was affecting CS and other stakeholders in the society. Solution. Professional Development Committee developed innovative solution in the name of UDIN, unique document identification number. Process. CS with a full-time certificate of practice has to get registered at UDIN portal. Now every CA signed report or certificate, he need to fill up key details of the report or certificate on UDIN portal, get them registered and generate UDIN for each report or certificate. UDIN number should be specified on report or certificate along with FRN or MRN, firm registration number and membership registration number. Third parties like banks and government authorities can verify number from UDIN portal. Implemented in phased manner. From 1st February 2019 for all certificates, from 1st April 2019 for GST and tax audit reports, from 1st July 2019 for all other audits, attest and assurance functions. Next, maximum tax audit assignments, specified number of audits. CA in practice should not hold more than specified number of audits. In case of individual or proprietorship firm, specified number of audits is 60. Tax audits is 60. We have to see number of partners at the time of accepting assignment. In case of firm, specified number of audits is number of partners into 60. The limit per partner will be considered as 0. In case of non-CA partner, our partner is part-time or full-time employment, our partner practice is in part-time practice. If CAs practicing as individual or a proprietary firm and also one or more partnership firm, then aggregate number of assignments on his name should not exceed 60. Limit of one partner can be used by another partner in tax audits. For example, if there are 10 partners, firm limit is 600. All 600 reports can be signed by one partner. Counting. We will count corporate as well as non-corporate tax audit assignments. If we are doing audit of more than one financial year of same client, then each year will be counted as separate audit assignment. Following are included 44AD small business, 44ADS small profession, 44AE small transport business. Joint audit will be counted as one. Head office and branch of same company will be counted as one. One or more branches of same companies will be counted as one. To ensure compliance, a record of audit assignments need to be maintained. It should contain assignments taken on individual name or on his name in partnership firm or on his name in other partnership firm. Distribution of assignments can be done in any manner as the firm decided, but quality of assignment should be maintained as per SQC 1. Unjustified removal of auditor. If there is unjustified removal of earlier or predecessor auditor, he will intimate or complain to council or appropriate committee of ICI or any person on behalf of them. They may send direction to incoming auditor to not accept the audit. It is the obligation of incoming auditor to follow direction. Next, maintenance of books of accounts. Mandatory for CAs in practice or CA firms to maintain proper books of accounts, including cash book and ledger, irrespective of 44AA or 44AB of Income Tax Act 1961. This is over and above a record of audit assignment as discussed earlier. Next, corporate form of practice. ICAI allowed corporate form of practice. Traditional work of accounting or auditing or taxation should be done as individual or a proprietor or firm. Work covered in management consultancy services as discussed in section 2 subsection 2 clause 4 earlier. This can be done in traditional form or in the form of a management consultancy company, MCC. Formation of MCC, management consultancy company. Management consultancy company forms and procedures issued by ICAI and came into force in 1st October 2006. Name of approval. Name should be approved by ICAI, a registered company with ROC. CS or relatives can hold equity shares in any quantum. CS can be MD, WTD, or manager. If CA takes this position in a company, then he will be considered as CA in part-time practice. But if it is a MCC, he will still be in full-time practice, so he can attest, report, certificate, that is certify, and train articles. Get company registered with ICAI. Functioning of MCC. MCC has to give understanding that they will only provide management consultancy services, accounting, statutory, or periodical audits. Taxation are not covered in MCS. So these things cannot be done by MCC. Compliance of Section 144 of Companies Act 2013. If traditional firm of CN practice is a statutory auditor of the company, then his MCC cannot provide prohibited services as given under Section 144 of Companies Act 2013. Compliance with clause number 6 and 7. MCC has to give undertakings and comply with clause number 6 and 7 of Part 1 of Schedule 1, non-audit fees, where traditional firm is giving audit services and MCC is giving consultancy services. Ensure that overall non-audit fees should not exceed audit fees as discussed in this Council Guidelines 2008. Logo. Rounded rectangle, white colored background, CA letters in blue. Blue stands out. Corporate color denotes integrity, knowledge, creativity, and Depth. Upside down tick mark in green, symbol of wisdom and value. Green is for growth and freshness. Not allowed to change design, to change color, to rotate. Next, indebtedness limit. For CN practice, firm or partners, relative of CN practice or partner. Cumulative limit for everyone taken together. A limit is for indebtedness plus guarantee or security given on behalf of a third party. Follow limit given by respective laws. Example, company audit limit is 5 lakhs, tax audit limit is 0, 1 lakh plus for relatives, 1 lakh for relatives. If law is silent, limit will be 1 lakh. Example, internal audit limit is 1 lakh, GST audit 1 lakh. Now GST audit is not applicable, concurrent audit limit is 1 lakh. If it is silent, if law is silent, 1 lakh. Next, conduct of CA in employment services, excess due diligence and no gross negligence. In past, ICA covered such cases in other misconduct, so specify this clause. If CA in practice, then apply clause number 7 of part 1, schedule 2. Guidelines for network. Guidelines on tender already covered under clause number 6 of part 1, schedule 1. If question is on tender, refer clause number 6 and council guidelines 2008. Statutory auditor applicability. CA in practice shall not accept the appointment as statutory auditor of a listed company or government company or public sector undertaking or public company having turnover of 50 crores or more. Condition: CA in practice or a firm can do statutory audit provided statutory audit fees is not less than other work, services and assignments earned by CA in practice or firm or associate concern. CA in practice or firm or associate concern can render other work, services and assignments provided in aggregate fees should not be more than statutory audit fees. Other works, services and assignments inclusion management consultancy services, all other professional services permitted by concern. Exclusion audit under any other statute, certification work done by statutory auditor, any representation before an authority, associate concern. They are firms or body corporates whose partner or directorship position is held by individual auditors or partner of the audit firm or their relatives. Are these people hold substantial interest, that is 20% or more. Next, Council Guidelines for Advertisement 2008. Write up. Write up. It is a written piece of information, like article, giving information about him and his services. It should contain details strictly as specified in guidelines and also comply with the condition. ICA will never approve written up, write up or own any responsibility about information in write up. Permission of write up is originally provided under clause number 7, part number 1, schedule 1. Information allowed in write up. Logo. In case of firm, that is proprietor or a partnership firm, individual, only ICA logo, CA logo is allowed. For individual, CA logo is allowed. Firm details, name, FRN, year of establishment, affiliation with network is allowed. In case of individual, it is not allowed. Number of partners or employees or articles, partner details, CA details, other professional details, articles or other employees details. All details are allowed for the firm. Same details except partner details are allowed for individuals. Personal details, name, MRN, age, date of ACA, date of FCA, date of COP, other qualification, languages, passport size photo, group position held as a director or MD or in MCC. Same details are required for individuals also. Services provided, nature of services without client time and fees should be mentioned for both firm and individual. Address and contact details, telephone or mobile number, professional address, website, email. Same details should be provided for individual as well. Authentication, signature, place and date. Same should be mentioned for individual. Next, further conditions, fair value method. Font size not exceeding 14, not violation of any provisions of C Act 1949 or any guidelines of council. Membership number or FRN is mandatory to be mentioned. No exaggerated claims for the services offered or qualifications or experience. Not contain testimonial or endorsements or the fees charged. Honest and truthful. Not make any disparaging, downgrade, references or unsubstantiated comparisons to the work of the others, not to bring the profession into disrepute. Online third party platform, non CA entities, entities like newspapers, banks, financial institutions are providing advisory services like taxation, etc. which are generally provided by CS. What is allowed and what is not allowed. CA firms, CS can collaborate with them. They can provide consultancy service through these websites. Name of the firm can come without suffix. Chartered accountants. Name of the individual CS can also be specified. Professional achievements. Professional achievements or status should not be advertised. Contact details should not be specified. Clause number 6. Earlier, ICAI covered website related guidelines under clause number 6. So, whenever there is a website related clarification, refer clause number 6 also. Next, website preliminary matters. Free to create their own website. No need to intimate anyone about website. Any standard or actual format for design of website is not given or suggested by ICAI. Any design, any format, any color is allowed. Name and main content of website. Information to be allowed. Member's name or trade name or firm name. Name of the website can be different from firm name, but it should be as near as possible to the name of the individual name or trade name or firm name. Year of establishment is allowed. Address of the firms or members are allowed. Contact details, telephone number, fax number, and email ID are allowed. Partners details, partners name, year of qualification, other qualifications, area of experience, that is on pull basis it is allowed. Contact details are allowed. Employee details, professional or other details, name, profession or other details, name, designation, area of experience on pull basis they are allowed. Number of article extents on pull basis, display a passport size photograph, nature of services rendered pull basis, nature of assignments handled pull basis, name of the client, and fees charged cannot be given. If required by law or regulation in India or outside India, fees charged can also be displayed. It should be mentioned on website in italics below such disclosure that it is required under the regulation. Online advises the firm provides, whether free of charge or on payment basis. Other information, job vacancy, articles, professional information, bulletin boards, professional updations, other matters of professional interest, educational video on topic of professional relevance, chat rooms, confidentiality protocols to be observed, can provide link of its page on social network site, not solicit people to visit on their respective page, a link of ICAI regional council, branches, and website of the government or government department or regulatory authority or other professional bodies are allowed. Link to CA association, or Rotary, Lions Club, Chamber of Commerce is not allowed. Unwanted information like live cricket score, horoscope, etc. should not be displayed. Mandatory information about last update to be mentioned. After making website, it should be run on pull basis, not on push model. Information in the website cannot be circulated thereon through email or any other mode or technique except on specific pull request, not to issue any circular or advertisement of any other material which solicit people to visit their website, permitted to mention their website on their professional stationery and email. Secrecy and compliance. Adequate secrecy of the matters of the client should be maintained. It should not contain material variance as per ICAI record, does not amount to soliciting client or professional work. Any content or technical features violates professional code of conduct and ethics or any restriction in CA Act, direction given by ICAI, then appropriate action by ICAI in terms of its disciplinary mechanism, suo motu, or on complaint under CA Act 1949. Next, directories. Name of CS or CA firm can be included in telephone directories or other directories like trade or social directories, chamber of commerce or community, printed or electronic form, can make special request or make payment for inclusion for name. If directories belong to particular city or town, it should be open for all CS or CA firms. Further, name should be included only when CA firm belongs to that particular town or city. Name should appear only in section category of chartered accountants. It should be in alphabetical order. It should not be different or prominent, giving publicity or advertisement. Exemption. Name and address of CA or CA firms can be included in advertisement. Ad should not be prominent than others. Name should not be bolder than content of ad. Ad only for following purpose. For own office staff recruitment, on behalf of the client, for recruiting staff, for buying or selling business or property, for professional capacity as a liquidator, receiver, or trustee, for sale of business or property. Prohibition. Don't use expression such as well-known firm or include any other promotional element. Don't claim that services offered are superior others than others. Service provider aggregator. Online application which aggregates the service providers under one roof like businessmen, technicians, maintenance workers, event organizers not permissible for members to list themselves. Next, special directories. If CA or firm is member of any particular body or if they are issuing specialized directories for limited circulation among members of the firm, then name can be used keeping in mind above condition. Refer clause number 6 as ICA earlier used to cover it under this clause. Next, network guidelines. Concept of network. To enhance ability to provide professional services, firms form large structures with other firms and entities. Whether this creates a network depends on the particular facts and circumstances and does not depend on whether the firm and entities are legally separate and distinct. Next example, a large structure may be aimed only at facilitating the referral of work or association between a firm and an otherwise unrelated entity to jointly provide a service or develop a product. It doesn't mean the criteria of it doesn't meet the criteria of network. A large structure aimed at cooperation and the firm shares profits, costs, or significant professional resources are common ownership, common ownership or common strategy or a common brand name or a common system of quality control deemed to be a network. Judgment whether larger structure is a network shall be made in light of whether a reasonable and informed third party would be would be likely to conclude, weighing all the specific facts and circumstances, that the entities are associated in such a way that a network exists. This judgment shall be applied consistently throughout the network. Deemed network, large structure aimed at cooperation, aimed at sharing of profit or cost. However, the sharing does not in itself create a network if limited only to those costs related to development of audit methodologies, manuals, or training course. Or sharing is of immaterial cost, or a significant part of professional resources, or common ownership, or control or management achieved by contract or other means, or common business strategy. It involves an agreement by the entities to achieve common strategic objectives, or mere cooperation with another entity solely to respond jointly to a request for a proposal for the provision would not constitute network. Common quality control, designed, implemented, and monitored across the large structure, are use of the common brand name. It includes common initials or a common name. A firm is deemed to be using a common brand name if it includes the common brand name as a part of or along with its firm name when a partner of the firm signs an audit report. Next, joining or associating with network by CN practice. Network is registered with the institute. It can comprise only CS or CA firms. It can include CA or CA firms. If it is yes, association with the network by members in practice and medium of referral of professional work is permissible. If it is no, association with networks by members in practice, non-compliance of the above stated provisions of the Act resulting in disciplinary proceedings. Meaning of network, large structure aimed at cooperation and aimed at sharing of profit or cost or significant part of professional resources or common ownership or control or management, common business strategy, common quality control policies and procedures, common brand name. Next, forms of network. Forms of network. Network can be constituted as a mutual entity acting as a facilitator for the constituents. Network itself will not carry out any professional practice. Network can be a partnership firm. Condition total number of partners does not exceed 20. Network can be a LLP, a limited liability partnership, subject to the provisions of CA Act and rules and other such laws as applicable. Network can be a company, subject to the guidelines prescribed by Institute for corporate form of practice and formation of management consultancy services company. So, no multiple network firms are allowed. Condition: network firms shall consist of a sole practitioner or proprietor or partnership or any such entity of professional accountants as may be permitted by the Act. A firm is allowed to join only one network. Firms having common partners shall join only one network. Approval of names of network amongst firms registered with the institute. Name of the network may have distinct name but should be approved by the institute. That is ICAI. Name of the network distinguished as a network from firm of chartered accountants. It should have suffix as and affiliates and not the words and company and are and associates. And affiliates should be there. Should be used after the name of the network. That means suffix should be and affiliates. Approval of name of the network. Format of application for approval of the name, form number A. Illustrative examples of name of the network. Network is a mutual entity or partnership firm, AB and affiliates. Network is LLP, AB affiliates LLP. Network is a limited company, AB affiliates private limited or a limited company. Applicability of Regulation 190. Regulation 190 of Chartered Accountant Regulations 1988 shall be applicable to the name of the network. If the name is approved and subsequently found undesirable, and if the name is rejected as it is undesirable, name may be withdrawn at any time by the Institute, and Companies Act 2013 shall be applicable in spirit. Next, approval or rejection of name within a time frame. The institute shall approve or reject the name of the network and intimate the same to the network at its address mentioned in form number A within a period which shall not be later than 30 days from the date of the receipt of the said form. Approval versus entitlement to practice in its own name. Mere approval of the name of the network shall not entitle the network to carry on the practice in its own name. Listing of networks with entities outside India allowed. Indian firms can form network along with foreign firms, entities outside India, and get its listed with ICAI. Form number D. Representatives of the Indian firm and foreign firms forming network will have to file declaration with ICAI in form number D within 30 days of the date of the entering network or arrangement. Restriction. Indian firms are foreign firms and firms having common partner with these firms shall join only one network. Change in constitution of network. Entry or exit from network shall be communicated in form number C to ICAI within 30 days. Ethical compliance. Requirements prescribed by the institute, in particular a restriction on network firm and compliance. If one firm of network is the statutory auditor of an entity, then the associate, including the network firm or firms, or the said firm directly or indirectly, shall not accept the internal audit or bookkeeping or other such professional assignments which are prohibited for the statutory auditor's firm. The guidelines of ceiling on non-audit fees is applicable to the network for a network firm who is doing statutory audit, including its associate concern and our firm or firms having common partnership. It shall be same as mentioned in the above notification. For other firms of the same network collectively, it shall be three times of the fee payable for carrying out the statutory audit of the same undertaking or company. Where rotation of firm is prescribed by any regulatory authority, no member firm of the network can accept appointment as an auditor in place of any member firm of the network which is retiring. Advertisement. Network may advertise to the extent permitted by advertisement guidelines issued by the institute. Firm in the network are permitted to use the word network firms on their provisional stationery. Next, Consent of client. Once network is registered, it will be deemed that public notice is given. Therefore, no need to inform or take consent from the client. Framework for setting buybacks, bylaws. Framework for setting bylaws of network, bylaws. Following clauses can be incorporated in bylaws. How compensation will be paid to the firms for use of their resources, whether peer review is required for member firms, how library will be maintained, dispute settlement procedures, database for different types of assignments, how resources will handle administration of network, how will handle administration of network, fees to meet cost of administration of administrator, how training material will be developed, how technical director will be appointed, how software will be developed for different types of assignments, how managing committee will be appointed, how to identify engagement partner, who will handle assignment received by network, how newsletters for staff and client will be issued. Next, self-regulatory measures, meaning policies framed by the council to be implemented while doing practice. It will help in growing the profession and having equitable workflow for everyone. It is not mandatory and recommendatory in nature. So self-regulatory measures are not mandatory. They are recommendatory in nature, optional in nature. Disclosure of interest. Auditor shall make a disclosure of money received for other services through the medium of other firms in which auditor is a partner or a proprietor. Minimum scale of fees. It is recommendatory and not mandatory. Minimum fees should be charged whenever CA provide his services. Recommended for Class A, Class B, Class C cities. Branch audit. Statutory auditor should not have team of 10 or more member of the branch auditor. Above restriction may not be applicable where accounting record are maintained at head office and significant operations are carried out at branch office. Joint audit applicable to larger companies. It is advisable to associate with a firm with less than 5 members as joint auditors. It is the option with the client to appoint such a firm as joint auditor. Senior firm should not object the decision of the client. Ratio. CA or CA firm engaged in audit work should have 1 member for every 5 non-qualified members of the staff. Exclusion from non-qualified member article and audit assistant or typist or peons or other persons not engaged in professional work.